knees, shoulders, cup. Head, knees, shoulders, head, and shoulders, knees, head, cup.
Damn, little lady. You sure can't put it away.
New information tonight about a woman gunned down in a Parkville apartment complex over the weekend. As WMER2 News' Shakeia reports, the victim had recently been involved in a domestic violence dispute.
The shooting came here in this Parkville apartment complex in the middle of the afternoon on Sunday, and after the shots rang out, the gunman didn't appear to be in a hurry to make his getaway.
And I saw a guy walking very casually with a gun in his hand.
By the time police responded, the damage had been done.
When officers arrived, they located a female suffering from apparent gunshot wounds in the parking lot of the establishment. The victim was pronounced deceased here on scene.
In the initial stages of the investigation, police said they didn't feel there was anything random about this shooting. They believed that the victim had been targeted. And court records suggest that in recent months, police had been to her former home on Bayberry Road for multiple domestic disturbances.
Show your face! Show your face, please! With sugar on top!
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, so if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, as y'all know over here, we always like to highlight situations such as the video we're bringing today, just so we could bring awareness to these types of altercations that happens in hopes of preventing them in the future for others. It's unfortunate that the victims have to go through it, but it could also be a learning experience for men, women, and children all over the country. Today we have a sad case of domestic violence where a woman by the name of Shakeia Allen was tracked down and unalived by her ex-boyfriend that she already had a restraining order on. Although many people have passed their judgment on how the situation could have or should have been handled, on Shakeia's end, she did everything possible in her power to prevent what happened to her. She broke up with the boyfriend, she filed a restraining order against him, hoping she would be protected by law enforcement, and she even moved from the home at where she stayed at just so she could get away as far as possible. But none of that worked, because on April 21st, 2024, Shakeia Allen would tragically lose her life in the parking lot of a new apartment complex when her boyfriend Amir Johnson would unexpectedly show up at her apartment complex and shoot her in broad daylight multiple times. The shooting was caught on video by a neighbor who witnessed the ex-boyfriend chasing her around the parking lot as Shakeia can be heard screaming for help and telling him that she has a restraining order on him. But the ex clearly didn't care. In fact, in the video you can hear Amir saying, quote, "Call the police." In other words, Amir had no regards towards the law and only cared about what he came there to do. This brings us to our next concern, which involves the police and social media feeling that they may have failed Shakeia in her situation. Later on in the video, you'll understand why, because prior to Shakeia's passing, the ex-boyfriend was arrested and could have been held in custody, due to the matter of possessing a weapon and having a restraining order on him at the time. Also, if he was known to pop up to her home and put his hands on her, and then was caught with a firearm and you know he has a restraining order on him, why wasn't he given a stricter punishment or monitored more closely? This isn't the first time the law dropped the ball, which resulted in the young female losing her life neither, because back in 2022 in Michigan, a young mom who also had a restraining order on the father of her child had her life taken after her ex attempted to take her life the first time and failed, then was arrested for it, but the man was given a small $10,000 bail and was able to bail out, and that's when he went and finished what he started the first time. He successfully took the young lady's life shortly after bailing out, and people have blamed the judge for being the reason the young girl isn't here, for granting him such a low bail considering the charges that were against him. So there's a lot of questions concerning Shaquia's death and law enforcement being questionable in the case. The ex-boyfriend is considered a suspect and still haven't been caught, and they haven't even put out a bolo, and despite it happening so brazenly in broad daylight, it isn't even being taken serious or covered every day on the media. So once the video is done and you guys hear all the details, I want y'all to get in the comments and let us know what you think about the way Baltimore police handled the situation. As for now, hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm and bring awareness to Shakeia Allen's story. If you aren't subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. 27-year-old Shakeia Allen was a young woman that had goals to become bigger than life and was described by her friends to be a fun, adventurous, and was always down for being a happy person. She was also a mom to a daughter by the name of Storm, as she didn't flaunt too much on social media.
Look, we got
the Krabby Patty.
Look, I want a Krabby Patty. Give me a Krabby Patty. Krabby cake, Krabby cake, Krabby cake, Krabby cake.
It's the Krabby Patty.
Ooh,
y'all.
I want one too.
I only got 3.
Let me get one, let me get one. No, you don't still understand.
Who is still saying?
You.
Oh, you're not supposed to eat these. You can't eat these.
Wow.
The Krabby Patty. Who want a pickle?
Me. Give me one.
Hey, stop paying.
Amongst her peers, her friends, and sister, they say that she was mostly known for always having a smile on her face no matter the situation. Shaquia wasn't into smoking and drinking or going out to the clubs, and in fact, she hated that people thought it was the only way to have fun, which was by consuming drugs.
I want to have a ball this summer, but I do not want to keep going to somebody's club. I don't want to be at the club every weekend. I don't. I want to go out. I want to go do shit. I do not want to be at the club. When I say I want to be outside, I don't want to be in the club. Where's the people that be outside having a ball, having a blast, that don't smoke, don't drink, and don't do hookah? Because those are my people, and I want to meet up with y'all, and I want to hang with y'all. I don't want to be, and I don't want to always be on the scene where the crowd is at.
On the other hand, she enjoyed thrill in the outdoors and loved animals just as much.
Wait, it's pulling me though. Yeah.
Fashion and makeup was Shaquia's thing, which is why her peers described her as always dressing to impress and looking up to par. Shaquia shared a relationship with a guy by the name of Amir, who she could be seen online with goofing around and having a good time together. The two took vacations together as she shared their experiences on social media, but everything wasn't as good as they may have appeared to be.
I want to know, is it a big thing to like go through something and want to go through something alone? Like, is it wrong for you to be like isolated? Like, you don't get that? Like, you can't be isolated? Like, why do everybody make that seem like it's a problem to like want to go through something and deal with it alone? Why can't people just go ahead and be isolated? And why can't, like, if you're trying to elevate your life and stuff like that, why you can't separate yourself from your old crowd and like it's no hard feelings or anything, but it's like, I'm just trying to upgrade my life. Like, why do people act like it's like a bad thing? Like, why they act like people acting phony or people acting weird? Like, why nobody support it? Like, why y'all guys start talking behind the back or think like something going on? Like, oh, she don't with us, she don't with this and that. Like, why it just can't be, oh, she just trying to get herself together? Like what's wrong with that? I don't want to be in the hood forever.
Shaquia was pretty much private about her relationship issues, so not much is known when it comes to the details. of why her and her ex actually fell out. But reports say that in prior months leading to her death, police have been called multiple times to her old residence on Bayberry Road for domestic disturbances. It got so bad that Shaquia left her old place for a new apartment complex in Parkville in hopes of getting away from her ex. Fortunately, in late February, while Shaquia was moving her things out of the old apartment, her ex showed up to her home and even assaulted her there. Shaquia filed a police report for the incident, and the following day her ex was arrested by police. While being arrested, it would be noted that the ex-boyfriend was carrying a handgun in his waistband during the time of his arrest. It was during that time Shaquia moved and filed a restraining order against him, hoping that getting the police involved would help her from being tracked down by her ex and further assaulted. But she was sadly mistaken, because even a restraining order wasn't enough to keep the former boyfriend away. On April 21st, 2024, Shaquia was caught by surprise when her ex would show up to a new apartment complex in the 8500 block of Walter Boulevard. He tracked her down to a new apartment, and that's when we seen a video on social media where Shaquia is basically running for her life as we tragically heard her plead for help while being chased by her ex. A recording would go viral of the incident that led to Shaquia losing her life. A nearby neighbor could be heard yelling at the man and telling him not to hurt her or do anything to her, but that will go on deaf ears. Witnesses describe hearing Shaquia tell him to leave her alone and then tell him that she had a restraining order against him. The ex could be heard telling her to call the cops, indicating that he just don't care. That's when Shaquia can be heard yelling that he has a firearm and telling the ex that he's being recorded, hoping that he will stop. Shortly after, you hear 3 to 5 shots go off, and then it was silence. Witnesses explain that the ex would walk away casually after shooting Shaquia in broad daylight as if he didn't just shoot her. Around 3 p.m., officers responded to the scene and found Shaquia on the floor suffering from gunshot wounds, and by the time paramedics made it to the scene, Shaquia was pronounced deceased on arrival. Police and homicide detectives have agreed that this wasn't a situation where it was a random act of violence, where it was no motive, but instead they say that this was a targeted act. Whereas the boyfriend knew exactly what he was going there to do already, as he traveled to the apartment complex looking for Shaquia in order to do what he came to do. Reports also stated that on April 15th, there was a hearing for the restraining order that Shaquia filed for against her ex-boyfriend, but it was later dismissed after both of them were failed to appear. As for the case, there have been no arrests made yet, nor have police even pointed out a suspect. However, due to the video caught during the altercation between Shaquia and the male, people have identified her ex as being the suspect who fired the shots. The only problem is, it has to first be proven enough by the law to be considered evidence for police to confirm the accusations on who the suspect actually is. Now, we don't know a motive behind any of this because, once again, Shaquia was private about her relationship problems and her love life. But we do know that she was being assaulted by her ex. So much that she had to file a restraining order and move from her previous residence. People are questioning the law and wondering why the ex wasn't given a harsher punishment or monitored closely after he was already arrested, had a weapon in his possession, and had a restraining order against him. Maybe if he was kept in custody or given a harsher bail for his charges, maybe Shaquia would still be here with us today. I also personally wonder why nobody called the cops sooner or intervened in some sort of way. Because as Shaquia was seen outside running from him and yelling for help, the video shows that there was actually people standing outside. So someone seen what was going on. It's just sad to see that an innocent life was tragically taken away when all she wanted to do was better herself and provide a good future for her daughter. I hope this also serves as a lesson to anyone out there that domestic violence is never okay on any level. Any signs of it, you should definitely let that be your sign to leave. If not, it could definitely become fatal in the long run, as we've seen here. So, my condolences go out to Shaquia and her family and her daughter, and I pray that they get some sort of justice sooner than later. Y'all jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. And I'm out.